Hey, what's going on? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. Thank you for stopping by the State of the NFL podcast. I ask that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This is a channel where we talk about some of the hottest topics in all of the NFL. Hey, what's going on, sports fans? My name is TJ Jones. Welcome to another edition of the State of the NFL podcast. It's where we talk about some of the hottest topics in all of the National Football League. And just like always, I ask that you hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel to grow, and I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. On this edition, we're going to be talking about rookie quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, Dillion Gabriel, making his NFL debut and preseason game number 2. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure if you've been following the NFL, you know that there has been a competition going on with the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns have 4 quarterbacks that they are evaluating to be their starter. They have veteran Joe Flacco. They have Kenny Pickett, who was a first-round pick a couple of years ago with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They traded for him. He's on the team. And, of course, you got your third-round pick, Dillion Gabriel, and your fifth-round pick, Shedeur Sanders. Now, last week, the world saw Shedeur Sanders go out and have a really solid performance in week number 1. Well, Shedeur Sanders didn't play in week number 2. He was dealing with an injury, and this opened the door for Dillion Gabriel. Everybody wanted to see how Dillion Gabriel was going to respond to the really good performance by Shedeur Sanders. And I must say, I thought that Dillion Gabriel started this game really, really good. I mean, he didn't look nervous at all. I was very impressed at the way that he showed poise in the pocket. He delivered the ball on time. I mean, he was extremely accurate. And it just seemed like, he was converting third down after third down. I believe he converted 6 third downs in this game. I'm looking at his stats right now. He completed 72.2% of his passes. He was 13 of 18 for 143 yards. He didn't have any touchdowns, but he was able to facilitate the ball really well and get the ball down the field for 3 scoring drives. In fact, he had a really good 2-minute drill to end the half that set up a 49-yard field goal. But the problem was, at the start of the second quarter, he threw that pick 6. And, of course, he had another turnover. It was a bad handoff between him and the running back. So most people are going to look at that and say, he turned the ball over twice. But I think there are some things that Dillion Gabriel has that are really good qualities. And I think that young quarterbacks are going to make mistakes. And, of course, everybody's going to be comparing him to Shedeur Sanders, who didn't make a mistake or didn't turn the ball over in his performance. But at the end of the day, I don't think the Cleveland Browns are looking at it that way. I think they're looking at it like this guy is a rookie. He did some really good things. We got to clean up some turnovers, but nonetheless, it was a solid performance. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the world isn't going to compare Dillion Gabriel's performance to Shedeur Sanders. That's just the way that it goes. And everybody knows that you have a large amount of people that follow the National Football League that feel like Shedeur Sanders is not a 5th-round pick. He should have never been a 5th-round pick. As a matter of fact, I'll throw my hat in the race. I don't think he was a 5th-round pick. I think that, there were some things that happened that caused teams to kind of get turned off from Shedeur Sanders, and he fell to the 5th round. But the talent that he possessed is not 5th round. And if I'm comparing these 2 quarterbacks, I got to say, I'm looking at Shedeur Sanders over Dillion Gabriel. I'm not saying there's not a place for Dillion Gabriel on the Cleveland Browns. I think that the way that he went out and played in week number 2, he definitely showed that he belonged. Was it a starting quarterback caliber performance? Absolutely not. Is it like you belong in an NFL type performance? I would agree with that. But the Cleveland Browns really have to do their due diligence because their fan base is paying attention to this. And they want to make sure that the Cleveland Browns are putting the right quarterback in the right position. Now, this isn't going to change anything for Dillion Gabriel. I still feel like he still will be the number 3 quarterback on the depth chart. but to know that he could command the offense and with time, he can possibly give you something from that position is a plus. And you know that the Cleveland Browns want him to work out. He was a 3rd round pick and they want to feel validated. We already know that Browns owner Jimmy Haslam has already come out and pretty much absolved himself from the whole Shedeur Sanders situation. Basically saying that the front office, it was their idea, the general manager, head coach, and it wasn't him. They want Dillion Gabriel to work out. As a matter of fact, they want Dillion Gabriel to perform better than Shedeur Sanders. But this might be a good thing for Shedeur Sanders because if the Cleveland Browns decide that they want to roll with Dillion Gabriel because he was the 3rd round pick and it seems like, this was the guy that they wanted and Shedeur Sanders was basically like, I'll take a flyer on this guy. They might end up letting him go and he can go out and try to find a team that would acquire his service. And there's a lot of teams that have quarterback issues. And if Shedeur Sanders finds himself on a waiver wire, I'm pretty sure one of those teams are going to pick him up and it can open up an opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to possibly be a starter in the National Football League. No, it won't be in the way that he wanted. Of course, he wanted to hear his name called much earlier in the draft, but it will give you an opportunity to go out there to be a starter. So Dillion Gabriel, to me, I thought it was a solid performance at the beginning. There were some things that he definitely has to clean up, but nonetheless, I think that he made it very interesting with this quarterback competition. But I still feel like Shedeur Sanders has the edge over the young Dillion Gabriel.